Hey guys, welcome back. This is Nightwolf53 back here again with another What If. This is what if Belle was the only male with a blessing. Now, where we last left off, Belle was, well, he found a village, or what seemed to be a village. But on closer inspection, it was more like a city's that his grandparents once said. As Zeus would say that a very particular city had a massive tower in the middle, and that a certain type of person lives there. I guess Grandpa was right. I guess this must be the place. As he looks at the map, he sees that there's also something written next to to this city. In the middle of this great city lies a sword. It is covered up underneath the ground. Finding the sword will not be easy, but the farther you go, the more likely you'll be able to find it. So please, find the sword deep within. It shall not be lower than 50, but it will be below 40. In between those stages, there will be a path found. Find the path that will lead you down. By the time you hit 49, stay there for hours until it hits 638. At the time of the clock, whenever it strikes, the sword will appear itself to you in all its might. I guess. And if you guys don't know what 638 hours is, what I'm saying is basically like military time. 638 hours is basically 6 a.m. at 6:38 a.m. So, as Bell walks towards Aurario, he meets a certain person as he bumps into him. Sorry, sir. As the person looks behind. Oh, who might you be? I am Bell Cornell. And your name, sir? Uh, just call me Hermes. Hermes? Okay. Well, are you like some type of a famous person or something? Or. Well, of course, kid. I'm one of the gods that came down. Gods? So you don't know about us then? One of those outsiders. I'll give you a rundown. Yes, I will give you a rundown of the God situation. So, in the beginning, man ruled the earth. And after a couple hundred years, the gods came down and gave out blessings to everyone, man and women. But soon an evil witch cursed a man. And this man's curse did not just affect him, it affected all the ones that were like him. And because the witch was not precise on what they meant on like him, it instantly went with the most easiest option, a male. So men everywhere stopped taking blessings and stopped taking the divinia from the gods. And as soon as that happened, less adventurers were male and more became female. As Belle was in shock on how this is. Wow, that's awful. Yeah, kid. If I were you, I would try not to come in here. How they treat men are not good. What do you mean? Well, like an old friend once told me, it's better to learn from it's better to see it than to just hear what someone says. Just take my warning, but if you are interested, then walk in. As he leaves. Well, I guess that's okay. As Belle walks in and looks around, it seems that God Hermes was right. There's a lot more females than males. And the males all have a feature to them, yes, but they all have something in common. They all have a collar on. Meaning, like, what familia they're still in, it's just that instead of being more treated as, a human, they're treated more as a pet, slave, something like that. And because of that, it's very hard to. Um, yes, it is very hard to get around that. So as Belle walks through, he decides to go into an alleyway and hide himself in a type of cloak almost, just like a sheet, but he's still seen, but it looks like someone else. You couldn't tell if it was a male or a female because there's no collar on, so maybe it's a flat chested female. And for y'all that are flat chested, don't worry about it. Y'all still good. It's just a different experience. That sounds horrible. But yes, Belle does look around for a little bit and does recognize like what's happening. As the god Hermes finally reached where his destination finally ends. As he knocks on the door, as a gentle voice echoes out, "Come in." As Hermes opens up the door, "Ah, Freya, uh, you needed something from me?" "Ah, yes, Hermes. It was gonna be about something about your guild, but it seems it's doing fine now. But I also do have a question for you. And what is that, ma'am? Tell me, who was that boy you were talking with?" "What boy?" "Oh, you can't play a trick on me, Hermes. Now, tell me, who was that boy?" It was just some boy. You don't have to worry about him." "Oh, I really doubt about that. It seems this boy is different somehow. Well, most males have a blue, gold, or even a colored soul. This one even though having color, would not truly have one." "What do you mean by that, Freya?" "Well, his soul is white, of course, but it's strong. Most souls possessed by males are weak or very much not as strong as, well, a female. But this one could be equal to a female's or above. So is he like strong or something? Or, this might be just a hypothesis. But he might have a blessing." "A blessing? What do you mean? I thought males aren't supposed to gain a god's blessing." "Well, this one's a rare and unique one. So, I would like you to keep an eye on the boy. But can't you do that here?" "Yes, I can, while he's in a Horario. But anything below level 10, or level 10 underneath in the dungeon, I cannot see past without using Divinium." And if you guys don't know, Divinium is basically like the god's powers that are like locked up. As Hermes nods and walks out. "So, boy, may I find out your name then?" As Belle goes through the city, seeing the conditions that males are in and how bad they are, he finds the guild, and he walks up and meets an elf girl. Oh god, I forgot her name. Arenthal. I swear to God, like, I'm not trying to be, like, dumb or something. I, like, completely, like, forgot her name. And if you guys don't know, this is Freya. Yes. Damn. But yes, as Belle walks up to the one of the guild people and as he asks, and he tries to change his voice just a little bit. He makes it a bit higher. Um, Hi, I'm here to sign up for the guild. Ah, yes. May I ask for your name? Um, Belle Cornell. Belle Cornell. Isn't that a boy's name? No, it's more of a universal one where I come from. Oh, then it's alright then. Age, Belle is going to have to be, well, if this is Japan, then it has to be over 13. Yes, you can look it up. It's legal in Japanese for 13, but in the U.S. it's 18. Or, well, no, in Texas it's 18, but in a lot of other states it's either 17 or 16. It kind of runs through the numbers of either it's 18, it's 20, it's 19, it's 17, it's 16. But it won't go below 16, so yeah. So as, I don't know if, like, YouTube will, like, actually do anything about it, since it's, like 18 plus. It's like, hey, you know what, I'll make him 17. I'll make him my age. Why not? But yes, as they register him as Belle Cornell, 17, and they register as a adventure. And the final thing pops up. What familiar are you in, ma'am? I'm not in a familiar. Well, I'm hoping you can get into one. You seem like you should be able to easily get into one, but we shall see over time. As Belle leaves and goes off into the dungeon, after a little while, he does come back with some magical stones and gets a little bit of cash for them as he heads off to one of the pub diners. As Freya is checking over the new recruits that have joined, he sees one that pops off. And they do have a picture of the person. And they do look like his white hair, but because he's cute, they think, oh, he's female. No. Hermes has already described what he looks like. And Belle is already a male name. Because number one, nowhere in the world is Belle a universal both girl or boy name. That has to be a boy. Now Bella or Latina or something like that, sure, that's a girl name. Before, like, the old atheists and crap, like, oh, like, a girl with me named Belle, but that sounds really weird to say. Like, a girl Belle? No. Plus, in Call of Duty Cold War, Belle is, like, the main character's name, mostly, so, yeah. Yeah, I'll think about that soon. Nothing. So, yeah, just another what I'm thinking about now for Belle. So, yes, as Freya's looking at this poster and knowing that Belle's a male name, and having the description from Hermes, she decides to, well, go in disguise and spy on the young lad. As the boy goes to the Adventures pub, he runs into, or hears along with some people, about the Loki Familia. He doesn't come with anyone, he just overhears the Loki Familia. As Freya walks in, disguising her presence, and sits right next to the young adventurer, as she orders a drink of wine. As Belle's eating and really not showing any of his face at all, they overhear, like, oh, like, something happened and all this. Like, some young adventurer, like, got attacked by a minotaur and all that. Yes, being Belle, but he didn't have a familia, so yeah, of course. Well, quote unquote, he didn't have a familia. So as they are talking about that, Belle's getting a bit upset, but he doesn't let it phase him. He still needs to eat. And Freya's knowing this, that she feels the anger from him, he's just not acting on it. He'd rather let the situation play out calmly instead of angrily, but he will get physical if they do first. So as Freya is spying like right next to him, Belle gets up, pays for his food, and walks out. And he goes to a abandoned part of the area where the goddess Hestia lives. But Hestia's on the other side of oh my god, I forgot the name of even I forgot of the city. But yes. Oh, Ataria. Yeah, Ataria, so yeah. I think that's how you say it, Ataria, no. Aurario, my god. Aurario. But yes, as Belle does sleep in the cold and only uses his body heat to warm himself up, he is very much not so bad with it, as the goddess Freya does take an interest in him, as she sends out one of her best, warriors to help Belle. Well, silently help Belle, like training a Minotaur to fight Belle and all that. So as the next day comes around, Belle decides to go off to the dungeon again. This time, before he goes, he takes that vial that his grandpa gave him and drops a couple drips on his back, as a light appears and it disappears again. As after that, he corks the bottle and goes about his day. He leaves the stuff there and hides it, as he has brought along a couple daggers, and that's kind of it. As Belle is going through and going to the dungeon, he is then finally meet face to face with a Minotaur at level 5. At that level 5 state, the Minotaur attacks, and Belle goes on a full streak of cuts here, cuts there, and stab, stab, as a final blow is wielded straight into the Minotaur's eye, as Belle goes in for the kill, and slices the throat of the Minotaur, plunging his knife straight deep into the chest as the Minotaur poofs. As some of his cloak is ripped, but not much to show that, oh, he's a full boy. But it does show that there's some suspicion now. Oh no, there might be suspicion now, so I might need to stop coming out for like a little while and fix up my stuff before people get too suspicious of me. Belle does tidy up the place a little bit, but nothing much. As Hermes watches from the back lines and sees what he does, he knows that Freya is interfering with, or helping out the progression with Belle. With this, Belle is, nearing level 2. And with this comes a stronger Belle. All his stats right now are either A or B after that Minotaur fight. And with that, he cleans the house a bit more and starts to train, using stones as target practice, or even trying to do anything he can to really actually raise up his magic. But he has 0. As Freya knows that without him having magic and making him the perfect pawn he is, he decides to give her warrior a book, as she leaves the book near the a backstreet alley. As after a couple of hours, Belle finds it. I guess a book. Maybe I can read into it and see what it's about. From the tower. Yes. It seems my little pet is now falling for the bait. Now, I wonder where your color will go after you get this book. Will it become a brighter white, or will it change? I must see for myself. As she sips up her wine. As Belle has his map on the sword, and knowing that he's gonna have to level up more to get down to where he needs to get the sword, he decides to read the book. And a spell he gains is a firebolt. It's a firebolt. The Passionate Eye is Firebolt Zeus, yeah. But he also gets another skill from it. It's a healing spell. Basically, H is heal, or hair is heal. It's a very strong heal, but it's a healing thing that needs over time. It'll level up over time. So by the time he's level 5, he'll know level 5 healing magic. Right now he only knows like basic heal. But yes, as his light grows brighter for protectiveness of others and knowing that he can become stronger, he decides to end the day in his comfy mattress that he found. Even though being a bit worn up, he still goes to sleep as the moon rises and the sun sets, asleep, and his eyes close with heaviness as he finally drifts off into a land where he sees his grandparents and has a lot of fun and finally wants to meet his parents, but he's never seen them before. So what's now? Can it ever change? But for right now, he knows he has his grandparents to thank. Both Grandpa 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 Z and Grandpa and Grandma H. That was what their like short initial name. Because one was I want to say Helen, and one was Zachary or Zach. Grandpa Zach and Grandma Hillary. Not Hillary, but Henry. I know Helen. I guess that sounds like a better name. But yeah, Grandma Helen and Grandpa Zach are their quote unquote real names or cover up names. But yes, as he goes off to sleep and finally gets his rest, a report comes in to Freya saying that. But yes, a report comes into Freya saying from Hermes, the boy you told me to watch over has grown. It seems you left him a book of magic. He has learned Firebolt, and he has also learned a healing spell, as seen by him accidentally hurting himself a couple times. So far his progression is good, but I don't know if he can level up. It seems that he has some type of red liquid with him that will basically show up the status like a god would to a blessing. Would this be the blood of the god that was with him, maybe? It seems we have more mysteries to solve now. Who was the god? What familia was he in? Was there more than one god with him? I would have to ask the boy, but soon, for right now, let's see what he does. Just for a little bit more time, as that's where I'm gonna end it. It's not a bad ending, but it's a very good series. So yeah, hit that like button if you liked it, hit that subscribe button if you want to, and hit that dislike button if you really care. And bye.